the new Norman Kochnick here. So you can see a rather well-shaven, somewhat better groomed Norman Kochnick. Yes, today has been a very, very important day for not only myself, but for people in Sydney. In Australia, we've had ourselves in a so-called celebration day. It's been an unlocking of the door. We're actually now all it's actually called Freedom Day. So we're able to go out and have a coffee and sit down in a coffee shop, go to a restaurant, watch a movie, have a sauna, go to a public bath like a pool, as I go and have a good shave. There certainly is one of great importance to be able to have a freshened look. I've got some new jacket, not today, but I've got a new jacket in the pipeline, a nice brighter yellow jacket. So that will be interesting. So welcome, everybody. I can see Steve Maven there from Rabbitohs TV. I'm hoping he comes on today because his team's playing. Donny got it done. MS Donny certainly got it done last time. Somewhat of a shock, the way in which that match went. I was fully expecting Delhi Capitals to win that and win that well, but I'm afraid they didn't. And RCB came out and certainly, not RCB, sorry, Chennai Super Kings actually came out and played particularly well. And in the masterful stroke of MS Dhoni hitting some, I think it was 18 runs off 6 balls or something to that effect. I'm not sure the exact figures, but it was great to see MS Dhoni do so well. Sharjah Guthrie, hello. Manu Johns here. Darwin, I and Aksa miserably failed with the bat they did. Yeah, it was quite disappointing indeed, I must say. Thai technical guys, if you're still there. The reality is this is Dhoni Day, so Storm Dubai, full yellow. It's true. It was quite incredible. The Delhi Capital Mid-Lord has been a big mistake from past 5 matches. I wouldn't go that far. I think they're not by any means meant to be out of the equation, that's for sure. And we're joined by Nalakshi Sharma. You look fantastic.
Thank you, Norman. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you much better now?
Sorry?
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Well, you look $1 million there. You look fantastic.
Thank you, Norman.
That's my pleasure. So today's game, we have a big game. We had MS Dhoni played well yesterday, winning a fantastic finisher that he is. He got the job done, and that really is amazing. They won against Delhi Capitals. Was that a shock to you that Chennai won?
Yeah, it was a tough match. Delhi Capitals were really very strong, but I did believe in Dhoni's captaincy that he will win somehow.
So you were favouring Chennai, were you?
Actually, my favorite were RCB.
Oh, right. Which is today, of course. So so MS Dhoni and Chennai Super Kings now they've gone from the qualifier 1 straight through to the final, haven't they? And that leaves the eliminator today between Royal Challengers Bangalore with Kohli and his group, A.B. de Villiers and Maxwell. They are versing, of course, the KKR side, the Kolkata Knight Riders team with Owen Morgan and his group. So there is going to be a loser today who's going to be knocked out. That's an eliminator, the true sense of the word eliminator. We're going to lose a team today. And it's unfortunate because both these teams have done very well throughout the tournament, haven't they? And they deserve to be in the top 4. And they're going to have to fight each other off. I was actually hoping, and actually my thoughts were that Delhi Capitals would win yesterday against Chennai. Chennai would play against the winner of this game today. Chennai would be knocked out. And it would be Delhi versus either RCB or KKR, but that's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen. That's gone. That chance is gone now. We are going to not see that happen. Unfortunately, Chennai is definitely through. And of course, we're going to have to watch either RCB, KKR, or DC fighting it out to get through to that spot. So it's quite a sad day for Delhi. I think Delhi really didn't play well, did they? They didn't do as well as they should have in that game. They had every opportunity to do well, and they didn't do it. So it's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah. What do you think, Norman? Which team has the advantage today?
Today, well, look, yesterday, for example, go back to yesterday, Chennai Super Kings won the toss, elected to bowl. It favoured them. I believe, even though this is Sharjah, I still believe the important thing is the winner of the toss will probably elect to bowl, and they will have the advantage. So really, I still think RCB should be favourites today. But if KKR win the toss and elect to bowl first, that could put them in a position where they might have a really good chance of winning. So it is very difficult. You would think RCB, but KKR played well.
RCB has the advantage, I think, because they have won quite a lot of matches in this stadium, Sharjah Stadium. They have good record compared to KKR.
That's true. But it's funny, Chennai Super Kings lost the last 3 matches, and then we all expect them not to be in good form, and all of a sudden they came out and beat Delhi yesterday. So, we don't know whether form the last few matches tells us too much about who's going to win. But I would argue that the Sharjah pitch is one important factor. Andre Russell's fitness for KKR will be a key factor. Ultimately, we've got to see Maxwell Kohli and AB de Villiers firing. And if that happens, RCB win. But we just don't know. It's interesting because RCB have not won an IPL, nor have Delhi Capitals. But KKR and CSK have. Now, whether that helps those teams who won before to get in, we don't know. We've lost Lakshmi now. So we'll be back. But yeah, it will depend on what actually Lakshi's back, is she? Yeah, she's back.
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I agree with you. I think RCB should be seen as the favourite. Both teams have shown plenty of spark in the UAE, despite the captains misfiring with the bat. So both captains, Kohli and Morgan, haven't done that well with the bat. So that's an interesting aspect of the match. So we've got Sharjah Varghese. Hello, Norman. Today, KKR will be the winners. Okay, interesting. KKR and CSK finals very much possible. Only KKR can defeat the very experienced CSK side in the final. Interesting music harmony. That could well be the case because CSK and KKR, it's an interesting rivalry indeed. Anish Thakur, hey Norman, a few words on Punt captaincy yesterday. Yeah, Rishabh Punt was a little bit disappointing yesterday. I thought. He didn't change the bowlers as well as he should have. I think that was one major factor. I think he did actually have some pressure on him. It was the first real game that they were under enormous pressure, but they're not out of it. Don't forget. It may be a good thing for Delhi Capitals to have had that loss to come back stronger in the next few matches. But it was a bit of a shock because Delhi Capitals should have won that match. They should have won that match for sure, but they didn't play that well. So Anish Thakur, that is a very good point. Punt's captaincy was a bit questionable. Shreyas Iyer didn't bat well either. Another player that I would have expected more from.
Promoting Akshar Patel in number didn't work out quite well.
Yeah, I think Delhi Capitals thought they were going to win the match, and they didn't exactly. They didn't have the intensity that they should have had in the match, which was very disappointing. Amit Shrivastava, hello, everyone? How are you? RCB should play Hasaranga at Sharjah in place of one out of Garton or Christian. Yeah, interesting. Because Hazaranga's spin could be very much a difference. Jelly choked in the playoff game. Manas Darwin, that's a fair point. There was an element of choke. There was an element of... It's all about a team that needs to... A team that wins is a team that knows how to win in the big matches. They can win all season, but if they don't win the big match, it's worth nothing. Okay, so Ankit Agarwal, similarly, KKR in 2004, they were 3 wins and 5 losses. Then they went rampant, winning 8 straight. Yeah, that's the momentum's everything for sure. CSK versus DC playoffs, played 3. DC lost all 3. Yeah, interesting. Well, then Hasaranga can't play, can he, if he's playing for national? Well, national duties is only around the corner. But yeah, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned that. So, all right. The Hasaranga, if he's not there, Music Harmony, that's for sure. It will be a bit of a disappointment. But look, I have a situation where they talked about likely teams. I want to go through that with you, Nilakshi.
Yeah.
Shulman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer for Kolkata Knight Riders been great openers. Nitish Rayner and Tripathi, great. They've been batting well. Dinesh Karthik, Morgan, not that great. Andre Russell or Shakib Al Hussain, that's the choice they have to make, whether Andre Russell's fit. Sunil Ryan has had good games. Lockie Ferguson has had good games. Chakravarti and Shiva Mavi. Can we expect a 50 from Kohli? You would hope so. So in that Kolkata Knight Riders side, they've got good bowlers. Lockie Ferguson, Sunil Ryan, and if Andre Russell's there for sure. RCB now, what a great batting lineup, really. Kohli, Padikkal, Bharat, who's played well. He hit that 6 in the recent match. Maxwell, De Villiers, Dan Christian.
Even Maxwell, he found his form, so he's in a good position.
I think so. But today's the day. Today has to be the day they show it. There's no point in showing it for the season. They've got to show it now. And yeah, that's a good point. That's all about today. There's no yesterday. There's no tomorrow. It's got to be today. Shabazz Ahmed, Garton, Harshal Patel's bowled well for RCB. Mohammad Siraj and Chahal. So there's some good bowling lineup there for sure. I don't know what will happen with Garton, whether he will play. But look, there's some very good comments being made. Delhi Capitals definitely missing Stormers. They missed that all-rounder, that's for sure. And they haven't been able to quite get their mix properly yet. I don't understand Tom Curran's selection. That was not a good selection, I think. Should bet the top 4. Shakib Al Hussain, you like him, don't you? Nilakshi.
Sorry?
Shakib Al Hussain, you like him, don't you?
It's not that I like him.
No, I don't mean him like him. I mean, you think he's a good player.
Yeah. I think he will be very effective against Maxwell. Maxwell doesn't play really good in the sense of left spinners. Shakib Al Hussain will be really effective, I think, if he were to replace Andrew Russell.
Yeah. Padikkal is not in form. He should be replaced. Well, Padikkal, if he plays well, can be a match winner. So it's difficult whether to leave him in or take him out. So let's look through some. RCB and KKR facing each other in the players for the very first time. Interesting point. Very interesting point. So this makes it rather new ground. Manu John, I'm pretty sure Ricky Ponting is super disappointed DC is losing. He certainly is. So, Music Harmony, is that for sure that Andre Russell is playing? That is the question. Is Andre Russell definitely playing? That is the question. Anish Thakur, Gaikwad has been fantastic. He's very close to winning the orange cap. He's behind KL Rahul. And seeing KL Rahul's no longer playing, Gaikwad's got a very good chance of taking the orange cap.
Yes.
He's been very, very sound. Very, very sound indeed. Batted very well yesterday, which helped win the match. The highest score at Sharjah in IPL 2021 was by the KKR versus Royals. There we are. So the two teams playing today, KKR have scored the 171 that was needed. So it's going to be interesting. KKR have got a great chance, but you would hope RCB have their good go as well. All right, let's have a look here. Yeah, okay. Yes, playing for sure, confirmed. Okay. So Music Harmony is saying that Andre Russell has been confirmed, and I've heard the same. Sharjah Bell is saying we don't know what's going on. Some people saying he's there, some people saying he's not. I'm looking 10 years younger. I have no beard. That was a big effort today. I'm going to put that video on YouTube because I did the whole thing. It was just great to lose a few of those beards. Okay. RCB versus KKR. Let's have a look here. RCB and KKR are useless teams. No, I wouldn't go that far. That's a bit harsh. Who am I backing tonight? Well, I am deep down my first choice of a team in the IPL from virtually the beginning has been Kolkata Knight Riders. That is really my team. But I don't necessarily think alone. I thought Delhi Capitals would win this tournament. At the moment, they just lost yesterday, and they got a big effort next game to keep their chances alive. So my first thoughts were KKR, followed by DC. But RCB, for the sake of Kohli, I would like to see him win as well. So I'm not unhappy either way, but I do have a favourite in KKR today. Afternoon all. Hello, Munchie. Shadon, hi, Nalakshi. How are you? So say hello to Munchie, Nalakshi.
I'm feeling better. Not Munchie. Hello.
Munchie's good. If Russell plays, KKR to win. Steve Mavis, pretty solid comments. Munchie saying hello, everybody. Barbara sheep shearer. It was a sheep shearer. I was thrown to the ground and they just cut it all off. Coldfire, Whitesea. Okay. Kolkata will start as favourites. The spin is too good for RCB, especially in Sharjah. Okay, that's a fair point. The Sharjah track, the pitch will be significantly important in this match, along with the inclusion of Andre Russell and his attitude. Great to hear. He's calling you Neela, not Nilakshi.
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Okay. Oh. CSK into the finals. Your views on it? Look, I'm very proud of, very impressed with Dhoni, but I don't necessarily think they're the best side in the tournament. Even though they beat Delhi Capitals, I just don't feel that they're the best side, and they've gotten through. Congratulations to them, but I don't think they're necessarily the best side. But they may well go on and win it. Everybody saying hello to you? Do I stay all night to watch the IPL? Of course I do. That's what I'm doing. I love it. So Music Harmony wants RCB to win the match and the title, but realistically speaking, seems far from possible. It's sad to say that. Very sad. Martin and John having there's a lot of great Harsh Gupta. Norman looks better in beards. Oh, now Harsh Gupta said before he wanted me to shave the beard. Now I've taken the beard off. He wants me to keep the beard on. I can't do both. It's not plastic. I don't just stick it on.
You look good this way. I think you look younger. 20 years now younger.
20, okay. Munchie, are you Indian? Munchie's not Indian. Munchie, do you want to come on and show people that you're not Indian? Oh, look, now Rashmi thinks a little better in beards too. The whole traveling to the UAE, we just got out of lockdown today, actually. Today.
Really?
That's why I'm shaving, because I went to today. After 4.5 months, we're out of lockdown today.
Why the COVID case?
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't vaccinated. That was a problem. Now we're 70% vaccinated. In 2 weeks, we'll be 90% vaccinated. So things will get Freedom Day correctly. That's correct, Steve. It was called Freedom Day. Well, I have to meet up, Mavo. Your namesake is playing today too. Asa Jubble. Hi, Norman. What do you think of Kohli opening? I think he's planned to open the World Cup. Yes, he is. Certainly, he's planned to. Barama Rani's joining us. I think he's planned to open the World
I
Cup.
really want at least Morgan to score.
Barama Rani's joining us. I can hear my voice.
Hi Norman, hi Nilakshi, how are you?
We're all good.
Hello,
That's Norman,
how
right,
are you? I'm
Nilakshi?
fine.
Or I joined the wrong channel.
Shut up.
He's the younger Norman.
Yes, it's his. I'm Norman's my dad.
Oh, is that Norman's son?
No, it's not him. Okay. Now, Steve Maven keeps talking about an S Mavy. He thinks he's related without the M. Steve Maven's supposed to be coming on the show too, by the way. What's the view about Delhi Capitals in the final? I still don't think Delhi's out of it. Baram, what do you think?
I think Delhi will be out. Next match they play.
Really? Why?
They don't have the, how can you say, somewhat the strategy to work in critical matches. That's what I felt, and that's why yesterday also I felt that that's the reason why CSK will win, because one part, yes, Dhoni's experience and the whole team's experience, but whereas coming to Delhi Capital, somewhat I see a very inexperienced team for critical matches in case of Delhi Capital. And today I'm very high hopes. I feel that KKR will win, and if KKR wins, for sure they will. I feel they will go into the finals and play CSK. That would be a very good match to watch. CSK versus KKR.
All right. So you're suggesting that CSK KKR could be in the finals. Okay. So you're basing that on the fact that KKR and CSK have got experienced teams and plans, and they've experienced the way that you need to win the finals. Is that what you're basing it on?
Correct.
Yeah, and there's an element of choke. I wouldn't say that. I don't like using the word choke, but I guess choke is the right word when it comes to the likes of RCB and Delhi. They haven't had that experience, have they? To win
No,
such
correct. And even
important matches.
yesterday's match, if you see, Norman, that was lost on basically the Delhi Capitals' strategy and the captainship. Like the field placements were done, the last over given to Tom Curran when Rabada still had over left. It was, I don't know in what mind or what right mind would you give a over to Tom Curran, who has never bowled, has no this whole IPL or does not have experience, and
I was
you have Rabada with you.
I was completely shocked because Tom Curran. I'm not a big fan of Tom Curran actually, and it's also interesting. Sam Curran didn't make the England squad either, but Tom Curran, I'm not a huge fan of him. I really am not, and I thought that was a bizarre surprise to have him really in the team. Never seen any batsman carrying his franchise same like Warner did. Warner deserves better. Well, okay, fair enough. Maven, how good was that Dhoni 6 late in the game last night? Yeah, look, he knows how to win. He's had the experience. CSK officially announced that Dhoni is retained by them before the next auction. Is that right? Oh, well, I haven't heard that.
It was unofficially told that they retained Dhoni and Jadeja. That's what I heard before, but I don't know if officially it's announced.
Well, there's some conjecture whether Dhoni will actually be retiring as well. So I don't know, what's really going to happen there. So the format changes next year onwards. So it will be interesting to see which team adapts well to the changes. It will be, especially with new teams in the competition. Human's joined us. How are you, Human? Rabada's poor form played into Pan's mind. But anyway, my boy, Tom, had his moments of glory before that last over. Nah, I wouldn't go that far. Tom Curran is a bit like Chris Jordan. They both either hot or cold, can be good but equally costly. Well, why have a player like that in the team? I don't understand that. Also, Sam Curran has a back injury. So that's the reason, Munchie, why he's out. It's based on injury. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know, I actually do like the idea of AB de Villiers coming early and batting long. Don't you?
Correct. He should face more balls. He's a batsman that should be given more balls.
Imagine if they opened with, I'm just thinking out loud here, with both AB de Villiers and say Maxwell with Kohli in that three-way start. That would be a clever move. There's no tomorrow.
I have a question for Nilakshi. Nilakshi, what do you feel about the Indian team for the T20 World Cup? With especially two parts. One is especially the form of Rohit Sharma, form of Virat Kohli, form of Surya Kumar Yadav, which are part of the T20 side, and also Hardik Pandya. And do you expect some changes to be done till the 15th of October?
Yeah, I think the new players like Gaikwad and all, he should get a chance at least, including in the team because Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar, they do an excellent match like in the final. So they shouldn't take a risk. I think they should add more players into their backup, like young players.
Informed players, not just young players, but informed players. They need to pick in terms of form. Now, sorry.
No, why I'm saying that, Norman, is that because I'm really concerned of one is Rohit Sharma has actually not this whole IPL he has not been in the pick of runs. Some okay starts and but in average I would say he has been average. Coming to Kohli again, he looks like he's batting good only in the first 6 overs. After that, he does not even score run a ball. Then Surya Kumar Yadav played only one good innings till now. Hardik Pandya is completely out of the question. So I don't know what means where that how, and with the first match being against Pakistan, there are a lot of question marks that need to be answered, and this is really not how you would like to enter into a World Cup with your main players in this kind of a form.
Okay, then the significance of KL Rahul for the World Cup. KL Rahul should be selected in that side, shouldn't he? Honestly,
He's already there in the side, I think. KL Rahul is there.
No, but okay, I'm saying, would you open KL Rahul with who?
I would open KL with Rohit, I think. Now
so
depends
too.
what Virat said and what's his template.
Do you think Shubham Gill should be included?
Shubham Gill, no, is not. Did not see any good. I would maybe say Iyer or Ruturaj Gaikwad. These two are really in the top performers for India. Prithvi Shaw is also playing good. So those, Norman. Yasanthi, you can maybe get her online and make her sing that there's a famous Sri Lankan song, Manike Mage Hite. Maybe Nilakshi also knows. So she can come on and sing.
No, I don't.
You want to come on and sing? Maybe you can come on and sing a bit later in the show. Reply if you wanted to come on and sing. All right. So team is perfect. Just add Chahal and we are all set. That's a good point. Music Harmony has brought up Chahal. Now I think they're going to miss him. Even though he hasn't been in great form, he could be a significant player in that whole scheme of things.
What about Hardik Pandya, Norman? What do you feel about him? Does it make sense to have him in the team?
No, not at all. He's been carried for far, far too long. He's done nothing to deserve to be in the side. He's obviously good friends with a few players that are in the selection committee. He's thought highly by Kohli and Rohit Sharma on past form, but we need him to perform now, and he hasn't shown any evidence of it. It's a huge mistake. I would have argued Hardik Pandya reminds me a lot of Glenn Maxwell, although Glenn Maxwell's coming to form now. Glenn Maxwell always promised a lot, but never really delivered, especially for Australia. And they eventually had to let him go. And I think they need to let go of Hardik Pandya and his brother for that matter too. What do you guys think?
Krunal, I don't think it's in the squad. Yeah, Nilakshi.
No, I was saying that there was a time where Hardik was a very key player in the lower middle order, but now it doesn't seem that way. So I don't really see his role these days. So I don't think so he should be a part of the team.
Well, if he's not bowling, what's he doing there? Honestly. Shardul Thakur, that's a good point, Music Harmony. Shardul Thakur has got that spark about him. He tends to pull things out of the fire when needed, and he can certainly bat. I even like Akshar Patel. Highest IPL average in UAE, 61.10, Gaikwad. 52.62, Ishan Kishan. There you have it. Two players that are in red hot form. Ishan Kishan. His last batting performance was magnificent, wasn't it? Unfortunately, that his team was out now.
Actually, to me, honestly, he looked to me far better than Pant. I would not even maybe think of having KL Rahul and Ishan Kishan open and have Ishan Kishan as the wicketkeeper. And then
Are you talking T20? Are you talking ODI? Or are you talking Test cricket?
T20. We are talking right now. We are sticking to T20, Norman.
So you're suggesting that they leave Punt out and put Ishan Kishan in? Well, that's a big move. Very big move. Based on form, though, you're not wrong. Based on form, you're not wrong.
Norman, I have to go now.
Sorry?
I have to go now.
That's okay. Thank you, Nilakshi. It's wonderful to see you again. You look wonderful. Doesn't she look wonderful? Baram, she looks wonderful. Looks refreshed. Hair looks nice. Skin's glowing.
I think she looks like a reborn phoenix. Back in action.
I look young too, don't I? I look just as young as Nilakshi.
You look better than me now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I have no words to say.
Yeah. You keep quiet, Baram. You just let us talk. You let Nilakshi say what she has to say. You just keep quiet. All right. Thank you, Nilakshi.
Now, you are pulling her leg too much, Norman.
I'll tell you what, though. She looks fantastic. We mustn't forget she went through a very big operation. And look at it. It looks like $1 million to me. Very proud of her.
Appendix.
Sorry?
What operation she had? Appendix.
No, I don't want to talk about the detail, but it was quite a serious operation.
Okay.
But she recovered quite well. Well, look at her. Looks fantastic. Okay. Arun Singh is providing us with a side there. KL, Rohit, Kohli, Iyer. No, Iyer. Is this Shreyas Iyer or is this Sky? Shreyas Iyer? No.
Venkatesh.
Venkatesh, he's not in the squad though. Must be Shreyas Iyer. Jadeja, Thakur, Akshar, Chahar, Bhuvil, Shami, Bumrah. Well, that's still a good side though.
Problem is the Kohli because he comes in a very critical spot where right now he's not scoring at that spot.
Yeah, look, there's something I must say about India. India have got so many great players now. They've got 50 or 60 players that can play in the final 11. Let's be honest. But you know what? They're making a big mistake. They're not settling on an order. They're not settling on a team. Some of the players are pushing for selection. I get that. But you've got to have a settled lineup. They did that for the tests, and it worked. They won the series effectively. Now with the T20, they've got to keep a similar team throughout almost the entire World Cup. Don't you agree? That's they must find a combination and stick to it.
Correct. Cold Fire Whitey is saying nobody is talking about him.
Well, Cold Fire, we haven't seen your face. How can we know what you look like? You might have 3 heads. We don't know. With a little bit of luck. Yeah, look. Okay. What do you think? I know we're digressing a little bit here, but what do you think the batting order should be, or who should be in the Indian World Cup side? KL Rahul has definitely put himself in the team.
Yeah. If you ask me, based on situation and little experience, also I would actually put it like KL Rahul and Ishan Kishan to open, as I said.
Yeah.
Rohit. But yeah, it will be a big change because Rohit never comes one down. And
Yeah.
sending
Rohit Sharma's going to open the batting. Rohit Sharma's going to open the batting. Okay, we know that.
But this whole IPL, I've not seen. I don't remember any good inning by Rohit Sharma. And everybody has to remember that these same conditions is where they are going to play. Okay, they are saying pitches are new, but what will happen, nobody knows. It most probably looks like it might be the same.
Yeah, okay. Rohit Sharma's going to open the batting, probably with KL Rahul, and they may even throw Dhoni in there if it's a big match at the end. Okay, that's their plan. All right.
Dhoni in there means in the team.
Right?
You're saying they might throw Dhoni in there means in the team. He might play
into the opening position.
Dhoni.
Kohli.
Oh, okay. I think it was something wrong with that, yes.
Well, I mean, that's Kohli and Rohit opened up in the England series. So I'm now thinking more and more that Kohli won't open. I'm thinking that he might hold himself a little bit back. They may have to leave Rahul with who was it again? Ishan Kishan. You're saying I think Ishan Kishan might go first drop because they're going to have Rahul and Rohit opening. Ishan Kishan and Kohli or in the first two. And I mean, I would love to see this. I would love to see. Oh, geez, it's hard. Venkatesh Iyer or Gaikwad, but they're not in the squad, are they? So they can't be included.
But so you are saying Surya Kumar Yadav won't be in the team, the playing 11?
Sky Yadav.
Yeah.
His form's been pretty ordinary, hasn't it? It really has.
Except for the last match.
Which meant nothing. They lost the match.
Yeah, but
they lost their position. Yeah. Do you think Sky's been consistent enough?
Except for the last match. See, but if they have taken him in the top 15, that is his position coming one down. Like if Kohli does not open, then Kohli will logically come at number 4. What do you feel? Or will he be
okay? All right, let's go. Let's restart this. Rahul and Rohit. One down. You're saying Sky Yadav, not Shreyas Iyer. Okay. Then you're saying Kohli. Ishan Kishan should follow and then punt. That's probably what they're going to start with. Now, Hardik Pandya, I would not be putting him in there, but it really is a lottery what they're going to do with him. Then you can consider Akshar Patel or Ashwin, but then you'll have definitely Bumrah, I think Shami, and Shahar. Because Shahar's, is he in the 11 or is he in the 15? He is in the 15, isn't he?
He is in the 15.
Yeah. We've got to be very careful, as I said, to keep consistency around the side. Sky will play, surely he has got all the shots to play in the middle order, and he is too good for any spin attack. Well, he's got to be in form as well. My beard's gone because it was time to get rid of it. lockdown has stopped, Freedom Day came.
How much did you get for it?
The beard,
Yeah.
nothing.
The bull. Maybe
Well, they
somebody
threw me.
made a sweater out of it.
They threw me on the ground and they put the shear and zzz. I had no choice. I had to do something dramatic. All right.
A troll face should thank me. I was supporting Chennai yesterday.
Yeah, you were. I certainly look. No one picked Chennai to win that match. Let's be honest. Most people picked Delhi based on form. How could you pick Chennai yesterday? They lost 3 games before that. Delhi were winning very successfully. On form, you had to go with.
Remember, Norman, you look at the past 1 or 2 years. You look form or momentum really does not matter in cricket. Every match is a new match. Remember that. And
No, I know, but I mean,
the criticality and the pressure of the match matters. And there were many people who picked Chennai. Don't say that, Norman. Like Brian Lara had picked Chennai. There were people who had picked Chennai.
No, but what I'm getting at is people judging on the way that the teams had played only recently would naturally have picked Delhi. I mean, sure, stuff's picking CSK. We're hearing that after the game. Did we see that before the game? I mean, show me your. I want to see your post that you said before. But okay.
But see, Delhi batted very well, especially with Prithvi Shaw and scoring 170 plus run in a semi-final kind of a setup is a big score. Where they lost out was even they took the wicket of Faf very early. So even while Chennai batting start, Uttapa came like he was nobody expected that to happen, and Uttapa played an amazing game. Like if you see, that was where the thing happened. Then also they lost 2 quick wickets. Moeen Ali came in, and then the main. I would say I would not see Dhoni did came early out of form and everything, but I think it was more of the Delhi sending inexperienced people in front of them at that situation. That was more of a wrong for. So last 2 overs was where Delhi screwed it up.
Now they're making a comment here that Kolkata Knight Riders entered this game as the 4th place side, making it to this stage on the basis of a net run rate with 14 points. So they scraped in, okay? Yeah. But form is on their side. 5 wins in their last 7 games, and they appear to have finally embraced the attacking batting style that Owen Morgan and Baz McCullum enjoy as captains and players. So that's what they're suggesting, that they're going with a more attacking mindset. But I really think the key today will be Maxwell. If Maxwell performs, perhaps with De Villiers, I think RCB will win. But I'm talking about in particular if they're chasing. Again, I think the toss is extremely. Yesterday, the toss was overwhelmingly important because had Chennai Super Kings not won the toss yesterday and they batted first, they would have lost.
Yeah, but Pant said that he would have batted first. Remember Pant's comment yesterday?
Yeah, he did. But I'm just saying, okay, now let's just assume that Chennai batted first yesterday. They would have lost, honestly. And I think today's the same. The team that bowls first and bats second today will have the box seat chance to win.
Definitely.
And that's where RCB have to be very. Maxwell will be good in a position to chase. And I think if they bat first, they won't be as positioned as they should be. So at this point in time, it really comes down to the toss. And I think that Sharjah is such a. It won't be a high scoring match, will it? Right.
Yeah, Sharjah, the problem is the ground is small, but the way the pitch is playing slow is very surprising. In fact, last year IPL, it was the other way around. Sharjah was a highly scoring ground, and that's where Mumbai also made some huge scores. So this time, so actually, if you go to see Sharjah here, in fact, bowling first will be more of an advantage compared to, in fact, yesterday's match.
Ahmed's got some very good stats there. KKR lost 5 out of 7 in India and won 5 out of 7 in UAE. So obviously they're better suited to the conditions that UAE brought up for them.
See, there's a very same stat with Mumbai Indians also. The against the top four teams, the four teams that are above them, they played 8 matches and won only two. So they lost six. Whereas for the three teams below them, they played 6 matches and won five. They lost only one. So when it went mattered against playing against the top teams, they did not. Mumbai screwed up was the match against Delhi Capitals. That was a match. If they would have won, they would have had means everything would have been in the hands. But that was a crucial match that they lost, and then they had to be dependent on what would KKR and all do. And all the IPLs, whenever the 8-team IPLs happen, everybody knows that 14 with a good run rate you get in. For sure, 14 with a good run rate you get in.
But I still think the key is to bat second.
Today, yes, definitely. And I think this will be, you can see the same pattern flowing in the World Cup also. Whoever wins the toss will be bowling first.
You'd have to think so. So the toss will be very important. It'll play a very distinct role in this whole situation for sure. And when I turn my thoughts to the World Cup, as I said, India have to get their lineup settled early in the World Cup and build momentum and not change. The same goes with all the sides, really, but India in particular. England are their rival, and the West Indies. They're the three core teams, and the surprise would be a Pakistan, Bangladesh, New Zealand.
See, if you see, Norman, for this T20 World Cup, I believe any team can have they can just lose one match. If you lose more than one, you are as good as out. If you see how the group is set up and with two teams going through, I think
True.
You can only lose one match. So you have to honestly be guns blazing. If you lose your first match, imagine the pressure on you. So
the first match is between India and Pakistan, isn't it? For those two teams.
Every team. In fact, every team that loses their first match is directly under a huge amount of pressure. They have to win every other match then.
Yeah, I agree. So Coldfire is saying Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Sky, Pant, Hardik, I don't agree with, Jadeja, Varun, Yuzi. He'll get selected in the team. Well, he's got I think it's too late for him already. Bumrah Shami.
Hardik, in this team, Hardik is my biggest question mark. Second big question mark is Kohli.
Absolutely. It's Dhoni's 10th IPL final. That's amazing. That really stacks it in his favour, doesn't it? A man that has played so many finals. How many has he won? 5 or 4?
3. No.
3. Okay. It's not all of them, but he's been in there a number of times. He knows what it's like.
I think 9 of them were with Chennai and 1 was with Pune.
Yeah. Incredible, really. He knows how to get there, that's for sure. He knows what to do.
Yeah, but then if you see that way, like he has lost 7 out of 10.
Okay, so CSK are in the final. DC are waiting next game to see who wins this game. You're saying that Kolkata Knight Riders will win today and they'll go on and beat Delhi, you think?
Yes.
And go on to the final.
Andre Russell thinks that they might even win the final.
Well, that Pat Cummins there.
Long-term predictions.
You're just dirty because Mumbai are not there, and you don't want CSK or Delhi to win. That's what.
Nothing. In fact, after Mumbai, next team that I support Norman is Chennai.
Yeah, I do favour KKR. I don't really like the side. I'm not a big fan of Owen Morgan. He does know how to win. He has had a great deal of success, yes, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very confused because really, the best team I believe is not in the final. The best team that's in the final now is not the best team. I don't think CSK have been the out-and-out best team in the comp to be first into the final. That's my
You
opinion.
are talking that, Norman, because you are basing that because of the last three matches, except for means before the DC match in the qualifiers, the last three matches. So you are just basing that based on form, but that's not. It's how well you get the team together and win the crucial matches. That's really more important. That's where captaincy, that's where leadership, that's where management, that's where all these things come in. And this
That's
is where
true.
Chennai is really good at, and also Mumbai is also very good at. See, Amit
But
Srivastava has put a point. Rohit Sharma, he played five finals, won five. That says something.
it does. It certainly does. And he will be captain of his Indian team post the World Cup because of that, I would argue. Because you need a winning captain. And Kohli hasn't had that. Well, he's a winning captain when it comes to Test cricket, but not the T20 format.
No, how is he winning captain? Bilateral series are not where you win. He did not win the WTC, no. I won't put Kohli as a winning captain.
Hang on. He has won 38 matches as a Test captain. 59%. He's only got 2 or 3 captains ahead of him ever.
Again, bilateral series, I agree. I'm not denying that fact. For bilateral series, yes, very good. But when it comes to tournaments, when it comes to multi-league, like if you would have won the WTC final, yes, I would have given him credit, but did not. For me, honestly, WTC final was the last straw for Kohli. Means me personally, I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. I still think his record will stand up over time as being the best captain India's ever had when it comes to Test cricket. I'll tell you, it is. I mean,
Yes, I'm agreeing right now itself. I'm not denying that fact.
No. But I'm just talking generally. I'm not talking about what you said. I'm talking generally though. That I think that that record will show. I mean, Dhoni had this spark about him. He had a great ability to bring a team through. Yes, but Kohli has created a structure. But anyway, or a culture that for RCB he hasn't done that. He hasn't had that edge to him really. To me, I want to see more of AB de Villiers today, and I want to see more of Maxwell. Those two guys have got to show their class. If RCB are going to win, they need to manhandle the game and take it away from KKR. Humans,
I'll be very happy if Kohli wins this IPL. At least he'll get that taste. If you ask me in my heart, I want Kohli to win, but somewhat my mind says no because that team always screws up. That's really my interpretation. What I've seen RCB all over the years. They like every IPL for them. Just qualifying is a big ask. This is actually the only IPL where they qualified on their. I think without them wanting that team to lose or that team to. I think this is one of the few IPLs I've seen where RCB has gone through without thinking about others.
This is a very interesting comment, and I rather agree with it. Kohli win an ICC trophy as a player under Rohit Sharma's captaincy. That may well be true.
So this T20 World Cup, India won't win.
Well, I think they got a great chance. They should, realistically, India should be winning this World Cup.
I agree that but Norman, T20 is a very, very fluid kind of a game. ODI is more stable and steady, but T20 it's like on the day you need 1 or 2 players to click from the team and you can be screwed out. So no matter how good your team is, how can you say the zone of playing in case of T20 is very wide. Like for any team, they can go from let's say 20% to 80-90%. So if the other team is on their lower side and your team you're on a higher side, you can win that way. So T20 is a very tough market. How can I say that?
This is a great point. Arun Singh's brought up Dhoni's presence is the key. Him purely being around the team is significant for CSK. And also, when it comes to the World Cup, his mentorship that he's going to undertake could be a major coup.
But main thing is these guys need to listen to him. I hope Kohli, I hope there are no 99.99% doesn't look that way, but I hope it does not escalate.
So Transient says, Norman, do you give Australia more chance in the World Cup T20 given the form of Maxwell? The guy's literally on fire. Really, Australia should be harnessing Maxwell for the World Cup, and they should be giving him. They should get rid of Matthew Wade for one, but Aaron Finch should be there. But Maxwell, who is a good friend of Aaron Finch, should be the leading to captain. That should be the captaincy leadership group for that team over and above Smith. In fact, they're saying that Mitchell Marsh will bat 3 and Steve Smith won't bat 3. It looks like Steve Smith is on the nose at the moment in the short form. He can't even get a berth for Delhi, can he?
But he played a couple of matches. He played reasonably good, Norman. I won't say, but compared to what Australia had, I think Steve Smith can easily get a place. But instead of Matthew Wade, who do you think will play? He's the keeper, right?
Yeah, but Josh Inglis, the guy that's the deputy keeper, is a better keeper and better batter. Okay, Human says, who do you think will play, Stoinis or Marsh? Marcus Stoinis is fighting for his fitness. He may not play at all. There's a good chance Mitchell Marsh will be the one to play.
Toss in 5 minutes, Norman.
Yep.
We'll get
4
to know
minutes,
the
actually. So really, if the winner of the toss today, I'm predicting will win. In fact, yesterday, CSK won the toss and they won. Siddharth Monga is a good friend of mine. He's quite a prolific writer. Let's have a look here. Dhoni should denounce his retirement like Afridi. You mean announce? I think if Dhoni wins the IPL this year, he will retire as captain and player and may move to coach.
Crick Legends has given a comment about captaincy. I agree to a point, but you see, like yesterday, Delhi Capitals, like when they got Tom Curran to bowl, that was a really bad decision to do, and that's where the captaincy comes in. The only way captaincy comes in is field session, and yes, how do you manage your bowlers and bowl the right bowler at the right time? That is what a captaincy in T20 basically does.
That's the key. Okay, Gale is the happiest at Arsenal. Once he left Arsenal, he couldn't find his rhythm. Okay. For God's sake, captaincy in T20 is overrated. You have a good side which dominates every season, not the captain, but the team collectively does all the hard work to get. That's not entirely true, Crick Legends. A captain needs to make the selections of bowling, and that's really important. Yeah, Smudge, as in Steve Smith, he's going to have to go back and play with the Ashes because he's not in good form. He hasn't had a chance to play well. It's a hard one. It really is. Australia's, I hope they give Maxwell more prominence in the side. They're favouring Mitchell Marsh at the moment, which is fine, but they've got to give him, they should give him a vice captaincy at the very least. And today is Maxwell's day of reckoning. Honestly, he has to play well because if they don't play well, they're out, aren't they? There's no second chances for the loser of this side. There are no second chances. It's only a matter of seconds away from the toss. I'm gonna stick my neck out. The winner of the toss, especially if they bat second, will win the match.
You know how good Kohli is with tosses.
Yeah, true.
You know, when against Delhi Capitals, when Kohli won, Pant actually, laughed and cried at that. That Kohli won the toss.
Well, it was a toss that Dhoni won.
Pity feeling.
I'm very fearful of the toss. I think the toss is going to be as important. I mean, yesterday I didn't pick it. I know that KK won the toss. Okay. No. Still no toss. Still a minute to go.
I don't know, somewhat I'm agreeing to some of Crick Legends' comment, but some, like, he talks about MI being but if you see, like, RCB on paper, they are the strongest side, and but look at their performance. So there is a lot of matter. I won't say captaincy is the only thing, but it's the management and the internal leadership also that matters a lot. And how the players are kept together, that really makes a lot of difference. Like if you see previously earlier Deccan Chargers, on paper that side looked like way ahead of others, but they performed
So,
very badly.
just a point, tomorrow is Nalakshi Sharma's birthday, just to let
Okay.
everybody know. So everybody must remember, and we all must send her a big fat happy birthday. Tomorrow
22,
is
right? She will be 22.
well actually tomorrow's today in Australia.
So she will be 22, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's time
So
for
we're
the
talking about past midnight tonight. So during this match, guys.
Yeah, but if she comes online, we can wish for her.
No, she's going to be 21, not 22.
Okay.
So it's 21st. We should all celebrate this lovely girl. She's been a fantastic person to have on the show.
Manchi has a comment for you, no, for all of us.
Where does it say? I would like to say I remember 22, but that was many years ago. I remember 22 well. I bought my first property. I think I was 21, 20. And then Lakshmi won't have she'll have a sad birthday if a team doesn't win. So effectively in Australia, it's Nalakshi's birthday. Now, what about the toss? Let's say the toss is due. The coin goes up.
This match is called as the Eliminator.
Yeah.
Sharp.
So the coin goes up. The average first inning score of this ground has been 137 this season, which is not many. Someone must know. What's the toss? Come on, toss, guys. What's the toss? It's time for the toss, but there's no toss. We're 1 minute overdue.
Coin has gone up, but not coming down.
It's stuck in the sky.
Yeah.
Can you see a visual? I'm not sure there's any visual.
No, nothing. Virat Kohli wins, and he says bat first.
Yes. So that's RCB. They won the toss. They're batting first, so they're bowling second. Oh,
I don't know, very
that doesn't
weird.
make any sense.
Sometimes when people say the IPL is, you know what, don't want to say the word, but
I'm a little bit shocked.
I am
Shocked that Virat Kohli has won the toss and elected the bat. Aren't you?
I am discombobulated, Norman, at this decision of Virat Kohli.
I tell you what, if they don't win, Kohli's going to be in deep trouble. This is a complete misunderstanding. So that's a bizarre toss to decision.
Kohli says Knights hard surface, so want to bat. Chasing has been challenging in Sharjah.
I think that's a shock.
People are already congratulating KKR.
They congratulated KKR, yeah.
Terence Aldrin. But they must have definitely thought about it, Norman. I don't think this was Virat Kohli. The whole management and everybody would have thought about it. That if you win the toss, so what do you think is your logic behind it?
Why they should bat? The logic as to why they're batting first.
Yeah.
They probably think that the batters like the AB de Villiers and the Maxwells can bat freely without having to worry about a score and just go for it and get as many runs as they can and put pressure on with their bowlers. But I just don't think that's the way you need to play this game. So I just don't think. I don't think it's the way they should play this game. It's proven last night. Chennai won the toss. They elected to bowl. They batted second, and they won the match. If MS Dhoni's not a person that Kohli looks up to, then I don't know who he is. I know. Well, it was a different pitch last night. I agree, but all three pitches, captains have chosen to bowl. But we're not on the ground, I guess.
Harsh Gupta saying Kohli is in a hurry to leave IPL.
Well,
Maybe
in other words, it's very, 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 very hard to understand. I'm sorry. I'm finding it a little bit hard to. I don't get that. Owen Morgan says they would have bowled first. In other words, exactly what I said.
Correct.
And that's the right decision. So, in other words, Owen Morgan's delighted. He's absolutely delighted.
Yeah, we would have bowled first, so it doesn't bother us.
Of course, that is exactly the answer that I would have expected to say. Owen Morgan must be going. What Owen Morgan I would like him to have said would be he has absolutely no idea why a person winning the toss would elect to bat. That's what he should have said, because that's the case. And
Owen Morgan should have said, "I am confused."
So let's read what Kohli said. Unchased 11, nice hard service, so we want to bat. Chasing has been challenging in Sharjah. Maybe for his team it's been challenging. A youngster stepped up in the last game to help beat the top side in Delhi. That it was Bharat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The way KS batted was particularly good. This is what the tournament is all about. Youngsters stepping up about the knockout. Nothing else different. Nothing changes for us. We're still going areas to improve on that. That will be the focus. But Bharat did that batting second, didn't he? So why would you not?
RCB noticed that they are not good chasers. Maybe that might.
But Bharat proved that wrong because he won the game hitting the six.
Yeah, but it was under the skin of the teeth, something like that.
Well, what? And they bat first and they lose by a bigger score.
Maybe when they bat first, they win more games. When they chase, they lose. Something like that.
I don't agree with it. Oh, Morgan, we would have bowled first. It doesn't
I really don't see what other logic is over here.
So both teams are unchanged. So that means that Andre Russell's not playing.
Correct. For KKR.
See, there's no Andre Russell. That's a mistake. So Shakib Al-Hussain.
I'm happy that MI is not part of the playoff.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Look, AB de Villiers, Maxwell, and Kohli have to score massively to make this game theirs. If they have an early collapse, they're going to be under so much pressure, and then KKR can control the rest of the game.
Easily, definitely.
I think, okay, they won by the skin of their teeth. You're saying Bharat scored the six of the last ball, but if they did, they would have reversed the situation and batted first, they would have lost quite handsomely. That's the difference. I don't know. I'm not exactly pleased with this. If RCB lose, they've only got one person to blame. It's themselves.
Yeah, correct. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm only taking off yesterday's performance. And yesterday showed me I didn't give CSK a hope that they won the toss. They gave them hope. And they proved it.
But Norman, see, yesterday, though CSK, they wandered or they bowled first, but it's not as if the DC scored less, You get my point, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
DC would have ended up scoring less. Yes, that winning of the toss would have made sense. but it was really good batting by CSK then, especially the Uttapa and Gaikwad partnership that really got them through. So it was not, I would say, something that really the toss was something that helped them. If yes, say DC would have scored 130 plus minus 10, I would agree. Yes, that toss, there was a presence of the toss. And also, if you see in the DC batting, that again, sending Aksar ahead, who played like 11 balls, scored 9, he slowed things down. Otherwise, DC would have also ended up scoring maybe 10, 20 more runs. So it was really actually bad decisions from DC side that made them lose the match.
Well,
Both on the batting side as well as the bowling side.
I still maintain that CSK winning the toss yesterday was pivotal. Had DC won the toss and done the same thing as CSK, we would have seen DC probably win. To be honest with you, you can't play CSK and let them bat second. Dhoni knows exactly how to win those matches.
Dhoni is very good at chasing, especially. Yeah.
So why would you give him the opportunity? Well, sorry, it was CSK who won the toss. That was the key. That's where Delhi lost the match, in my opinion.
So today's match, you can say that the toss is inconsequential. Kohli wanted to bat, Ian Morgan wanted to bowl. So they could have just decided not to have the toss.
Who's been the most impressive Aussie this season? It has to be Maxwell. No, not. And Pat Cummins early on. Pat Cummins early on looked pretty good. But the rest, no. Yeah, Jamison, that's a bit of a strange one too. But Lockie Ferguson's bowling pretty well. But he's playing for no, I think the biggest mistake with Mumbai Indians not having Chris Lynn in the team. That was a mistake, in my opinion. Chris Lynn's non-selection for any matches was beyond me.
Chris Lynn in place of, I think, Hardik Pandya would have been a good choice.
Oh, gotcha.
They would have definitely won 2 matches more, minimum.
Oh, big time.
They gave too much chance to Hardik, like too much. Not just Hardik, but if you see Hardik, Krunal, as well as Kieron Pollard also, he did, except for that one match, his performance was terrible.
Chris Lynn struggles against spin, but I tell you what, he more than makes up for it for the way he fast bowling and medium pace bowling. But I think he's improved his batting against spin, and I think he's an important part of the squad. He should have been given a chance. Okay, Rajaraj Bubba saying wants him to win. Well, let's hope he does. Us who look at the conservative time, they're not playing freely. Yeah, look, they should be able to say, we've got AB de Villiers, Maxwell, Coley, just go crazy. They should bat AB de Villiers early and Maxwell early. I would literally open with those two guys.
Yeah, not open is little pushing it, Norman, but definitely one down, depend on whether.
Why is it pushing?
Wicket falls very early.
Why is it pushing?
But
it's only 20. It's only 20 overs. I mean, that's the Maxwell and Coley and de Villiers come into a game with 20 overs to spare. They should approach it with that attitude. They're coming into bat with 20 overs to spare. They shouldn't be thinking, I'm coming in to bat the first over. Do you understand? If you go in with an attitude that I've got 20 overs to bat, that means you've got limited time to bat. You should be able to be there for the full 20 and score big.
You should apply for a mentor role, Norman.
But seriously, that's the way you need to think.
No,
I've only got 20 overs to go. Not I'm facing the first over. Well, what is this? Get in the first over. If you're the best batsman of the team, you should be opening, in my opinion, in T20. Not Test and ODI, I get that. But in T20, if you're the best batter in the team, you should be opening to give you as much time as you possibly can to score as many runs. And, you know, the opening overs of a T20 is when the power play's on, correct? Generally. When the field's up. What more do you want?
Generally, it's factually.
I would open the batting with de Villiers and Maxwell, de Villiers and Coley, some combination between those three. I look at AB de Villiers. He looks a little bit tired, though. He looks a little bit weary. He's not as sprightly as he normally
Yeah,
should
he
be.
does not look like someone who will bat for you for 10 overs. He looks like right now nowadays looks like a 3-4 over guy. Maxwell looks like yes, he will bat out 8-10 overs, maybe 12 overs, but A.B. de Villiers somewhat does not look like that way. Also, Padikkal is also a somewhat very average kind of games he's playing.
He's got so much talent.
Yeah, nothing. He should step out more. Look at like Iyer or Ruturaj Gaikwad. He should really look at it that way.
They need to go out there all guns blazing, as did Ishan Kishan, as did Prithvi Shaw. Prithvi Shaw yesterday was magnificent, wasn't he? He batted brilliantly. It's a pity that he gets out about 60. He should have went on to score a big 100. That was the difference. And I go right back to Shikhar Dhawan. I still rate him as one of the best opening batters in the country in all formats.
I would rate him for yes for ODI, but T20 and there are people who have come with better form and situation than him.
Maybe, but I just think I think he has this knack. He does very well, very often. But going back to Prithvi Shaw and Ishan Kishan. There's a lot of future for India there, and those two players, aren't there? They really are.
No, but that future should come quick. It should not be like next 4-5 years, Rohit and the team remains same for next 4. By this time, these people are 28, 29 years old. So you get my point. It should be It should be quick when they are. I would say in their 23, 24 age, they should be there so that they're peaking at 27, 28. Not that they are entering at 28, 29, and then it does not work out.
Harsh Gupta reckons Maxwell should bat with Chahal. I don't know whether that's the case. But the openers should they should be pinch hitters. They should be going for it, as did Prithvi Shaw and Ishan Kishan. They were ruthless.
Dinesh Kumar asking you, Norman, that Virat innings defines this match. What do you feel?
We keep saying that, and we keep hoping for that.
Nothing happens. Yeah, like you should see all the discussion where we said that ABD, Maxwell, but not so much comes on Kohli. But Kohli himself as a batsman is far big thing. Actually, Kohli, like looking at his form, he should have given his captaincy back more than a year back, Norman, or even more. He as a player or as a batsman, he can offer the team far more than adding through his captaincy. Especially after when we saw that his form is getting affected.
Amit Shah comes up with always good stats. Both RCB and KKR have won their last match in Sharjah defending a total. So in other words, bowling second. All right. That's probably
there must be definitely some analysis within the RCB team because see, this is not a toss that the captain goes, I won, okay, what will I do? There must be a lot of analysis done on that beforehand by the team. So it was decided that Kohli won the toss, he would decide to bat. That was for sure pre-decided.
Well, if RCB somehow win this, then they're going to be in a very good position next game, aren't they? Although Delhi did beat RCB, didn't they, just recently? Did they? No, yeah, RCB won.
RCB won the last match against Delhi, the one with the 6.
So anyway, RCB, if they win today, their hopes go high, but they won't beat Chennai in the final game, I don't think.
Let's see on the final. I'm still with KKR.
I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about KKR this year. I know they've gotten through. They've gotten through just in the 4th spot, but I don't know.
KKR, the only weak link looks like is Ian Morgan's batting. Otherwise, the team looks good enough, Norman. I don't know why you're saying that.
Oh, Pat Cummins is not there for once. Andre Russell's not there. Those two players have been pivotal to their team. In the first 29 matches, Andre Russell and Pat Cummins were pretty sensational, weren't they?
Correct. Fancy
Okay, how many runs is RCB going to score? They're going to need at least 170.
Yeah, for sure. But you really feel as if a collapse is coming. And they might end up 130, 140.
Oh, that won't be enough.
Even 160, 170, I doubt. Uh,
Yeah.
160, 170, yeah. But yeah, with Sharjah, the average score right now, somebody said, right? It was 137.
130s, you wouldn't be confident. There's no way you'd be confident with that score. That's
150
not
at
enough.
least. 150 at least, I would say.
England versus India's captain is what they're saying. Well, that's a fair point. It certainly is. Morgan has done some ordinary captaincy this season. Otherwise, the team has done well. Yeah, Alan Morgan's been a bit weird, but he might get his act together when it counts most, which is at the end of the season, which is now. Lowest score in IPL history is 49 by RCB against KKR. Some good stats Ahmed's bringing up. You must have a whole page on stats with these two teams. Well, if RCB get 49, they're not going to win the match. Simple as that. If they get double that,
49 becomes 94, they won't win.
they need triple that score to make any chance of it, at least. Oh,
Okay,
fair few
Norman,
people say-
I take a leave.
All right, you take
Might
care.
start in some
So
time.
who's going to win?
Today, KKR.
Easily?
Yeah, easily.
I think after the toss, I'm beginning to agree with you. What has Kohli done batting first? Oh, my God. That's a mistake.
Who knows if we are tomorrow? Let's see. Tomorrow there's no match, right?
No. There's only the game on Wednesday and then the game on Friday. That's
Okay,
it.
if RCB wins, let's do a show tomorrow. No.
If RCB will do a show tomorrow, you reckon, and talk about the post-match review?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope that they do. But they've got a long way to go. They have to win the next match as well.
No, but a
And then
deal.
the next match.
If RCB win, we'll do a post-match tomorrow.
All right. That's a promise.
Okay.
I'm not expecting to do one.
Okay, then see you everyone.
All right, everyone. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. As you can see, the match is now only some 8 minutes away. RCB have chosen to bat after winning the toss, which is staggering because, in fact, as I said earlier, RCB, quick legends are right. I think they need to get 160 at least to make this worth the game. But 170 will see them go close to winning. 160, they're going to be struggling. Waiting for the super over, Harsh. Well, I don't know whether there's going to be one in this case at all. AB de Villiers showing commission. Well, if it does, we'll see some big total. If de Villiers, Maxwell, and Kohli can get going, 200's not out of the question. That's the key to this. Very, very important. Let's have a look at the teams now. So they're unchanged teams. Unchanged teams. Venkatesh Iyer. Shubman Gil's to the KKR side. Rahul Tripathi. Nitish Rayna. Owen Morgan. Dinesh Karthik. Shakib Al-Hussain. Sunil Narayan. Shivam Marvi. Oki Ferguson. And Chakravarti. It's a solid team. RCB. Kohli, Padikkal, Bharat, Maxwell, de Villiers. That's as good a top five as you'll get. Then you have Shahbaz Ahmed, Dan Christian, I think a lot of Garton, Harsh Patel, Chahal, and Suraj. That's a good bowling line. So, yeah, I'm just a bit concerned about that. No Andre Russell, that's always a worry. No, Andre Russell. So both teams have gone unchanged, which is confidence on both sides. I would have argued that Andre Russell needed to go in there. But yeah, that's me talking. So KKR have not lost a single match chasing in the UAE. So did RCB miss the trick? KKR have not lost a single match chasing in the UAE, yet they've been put in to do the same. Oh boy. Yes, RCB have made a massive blunder. They should have bowled first, not batted first. But because that's what Dhoni did yesterday. Dhoni won the toss for CSK and bowled first, and they won, albeit close. Even RCB won against Delhi Capitals, the same, but one close. But if you bat first and you don't do well, you'll get thrashed. That's the problem that we're facing here. Yeah, I think Kohli needs to watch Dhoni a little bit more. There's been some pretty big mistakes. Everyone is saying it's a blunder. Well, if Kohli proves us wrong, good. But at this stage, he's hard pressed to play anything other than a mistake here. Quite frustrating. Yeah, it's a very frustrating scenario here for me. I'm not sure what's going on here, why they would do such a thing. I just don't know. I just don't know. Big Bash versus IPL. IPL wins hands down. KKR bowlers, not bad, but I wouldn't have got too excited. Dubbo, should I say? They are the same. Three minutes before the match starts here. There we have there are three factors. RCB are better off facing 10 to 12 overs for KKR spin while the deck is newer and harder. Okay, granted. RCB bowlers can bowl on a worn-out pitch that has shown variable bounce through the second anybody. RCB is trying to create scoreboard pressure successfully. It has to be strategic compared to comfort or preference. Because teams, especially Kohli, love to chase this format. Yeah, that's the problem. If they don't score enough runs, it'll just make the whole thing easier. WBL starts Thursday, October the 14th, which is only 2 days away. Not that interested in that, I'm afraid, this year. Your game time, quick just prediction on power play score. Well, I would say RCB will get 65 in the power play and still lose. Okay, now big question. What were you discussing with Sachin in this photo? We were joking about my scores on the SCG and how good I was. I was joking with him that I'd got runs there for the SCG and I'd got taken wickets, and I can certainly bowl well, and maybe Sachin will have trouble facing him, something like that. Who should bat where? Australian 229. Marsh at 3, Maxi at 4, Smith at open. Steve Smith won't open. There'll be Aaron Finch and Warner probably, followed by Mitchell Marsh at 3. Probably Maxi at 5, Smith at 4. Whereas Warner, he's sitting in a stand with a flag. That's what he's been doing. So, yeah. So the question about KKR facing spin, scoreboard pressure, and the pitch being worn out, I don't think they're going to stack up here. Everybody wishing Lakshmi Sharma her birthday, 21st birthday. Okay, let's go. It's getting exciting. It certainly is. They're walking out the middle, I'm assuming. Is it Shakib Al-Hussain bowling first? Of course he's part of showing something, but he was there waving a flag last game. But his team's out anyway, so there's no more. Well, I'll just get rid of the sound. Let's play. Arsenal won the toss and elected to bat first. Mistake number 1. Nice. A little bit big tail something as well. Let's hope. Well, Padikal's already taken a single off the first ball. Dinesh Karthik behind the stumps. Oops, Shakib Al-Hussain is bowling quite juicy little full tosses. Maybe that's good to hear. After the success of the women's games in the 100, I hope the same occurs in Oz. Going to WBBL, I'm not as excited. My good old shoving in Mismail's not there. I want to see Kohli of 2016 today. 2016. Okay, you want to see the player that was once 2016. Okay. Well, the hit singles so far. You're going to need more than singles. You're going to need more than 6 and over, I'll tell you right now. Shakib Al-Hussain's bowling very steadily. There's no doubt they're going to rue this decision. It's bowling little in-dippers. Kohli's no business being an opener. He's only good at spotting the 3. Why WBL not telecasting if apart from final? I don't know. Harsh ask me. Okay, so Kohli's just hit the ball, a very loose delivery down the leg side for 4. It was a pretty ordinary delivery. I've got to be honest. This is what it got. Way too short. No one back there. Easy man. I'd be, well, if he was originally selected and he's in the squad, despite withdrawing early, but he's been paid for the full series, probably yes. So KKR definitely starting to spin. They've got, well, Shiva Marvi. Let's see what Shiva Marvi's like. They've got on Maven. Some sort of 360 camera is used in playoffs. Women's cricket is like watching men's Zimbabwe and Kenyan match. Okay. Maybe not Marvin. Good line length from Marvin. Good line length. Awful delivery. Very ordinary delivery to start with. Shakib Al-Hussain looking a bit pained there. Of course he would. It was a horrible delivery. There was some cracking games in the 100. Going to disagree with you. Okay, women's cricket certainly is at a high. but they've got to keep going. They can't just look. I'm showing Dhoni's batting. Jadeja was very happy. Delhi Capitals are very disappointed. RCB is a team that has both highest and lowest totals in IPL history. Interesting. Ooh, they pushed that signal pretty quickly. Virat Kohli. He has to be free with his batting. It shows that RCB can play brilliant and bizarre. Yes, they can. Munchie comes. Marvy's bowling steadily. Kohli wanted a piece of him, didn't quite work. Dhoni, geez, what a master. Tom Curran, what a mistake. You're going to put it through finer. Easy to be telecast 105. Great initiative to promote women's cricket. Yeah, look, women's cricket has been well promoted in England and definitely Australia, and to a lesser extent New Zealand, but it's certainly up there. Frustrating watching Kohli. He's not letting loose. He's not freeing his arms. Well, that's the right ball to hit. He's just lobbed it over cover and for four. That was a shocker. Mitchell Marsh was not a part of the IPL this season as far as I think he was injured or he's not in there because of some reason. So he wasn't there. No ball, is it? Yep. So it's a free hit. Women's cricket has come a long way. Talia bowling. Bowled 145 Ks last season. I've never heard of a woman bowl that's at pace before. Shabni Misbah can bowl pretty quick. Don't worry. I saw his interview. Yep. Oops. Another no ball. Signs of KK messing up, showing up early. Well, some bad shots, bad bowls. India are capitalising, but not overwhelmingly. They're going to get a really big score to make sure that KK got no hope. Marvy, all over the shop at the moment. 10 runs off Marvy's first over so far, yep. Chakravarti's coming very quickly. They've put the spinners on from all ends at the moment. Chakravarti's not a bad bowler. edgy there. No, it's about skills, does not need to be energy. Okay, Chakravarti's destroyed us being the group game with 3 for 13 off full. Let's see if he does it again. Marley won't get anywhere with those full tosses, I'll tell you. All right, now. KK, well, what manager said that KK's field placement is poor. The bowling's bad, so the field placement can't be responsible for bad bowling. Tell you now. Pushing singles quite handsomely. Dinesh Karthik's a very good talker behind the stumps, you'll notice. Kohli really needs a big one. Okay. Morgan is statistic captain rather than a tactics captain. Okay. Statistics rather than tactics. I don't think it's much different. Kohli, Paddock, Maxwell, everybody have all scored 3 runs this season in his good batting all lineup. But yeah, they've got to do it all at once. They're taking some pretty cheeky singles. Owen Morgan likes runs, as does Kohli. Big blow for KK. Let's hope that Sharjah does well. Yeah, I think it's KK. KK not winning the toss, you mean? No, under Russell. That's true. Very frustrating watching. RCB current run rate is 8.25, which is probably okay, but then they'd probably bring in a bit higher than that. 9 or 10 would be good. Last night, Chica Darwin, more so Prithvi Shaw. Good attempt at filling in. Kohli has declared bloodshed war by taking first batting out. I think he's made a big mistake. Looks like Lockie Ferguson's coming in the attack. Interesting. He certainly has keeping the pace bowls back familiar. I don't know. I would have got him in there. Give me a sec, guys. I'm just going to get a drink. I'm still here, guys. Just getting a drink. Give me a drink. Apple juice. Steve Waugh, sorry, and such and there. And they Conor Bradman event. What do you think is a good strategy in Sharjah? KK did the same at Sharjah in their last game, played safe early and went bang, bang in the end. What do you think, batting first? I mean, what are you pointing out? I'm not sure. They're taking some very cheeky singles. Lockie Ferguson's going to be very useful for New Zealand when it comes to the World Cup. Jamieson, Southey, Bolt, Wagner. Okay. All right. It's time to go, guys. Let's hope that RCB can get through this. KKR will be a nemesis to them, but the fact that RCB are better first is a mistake. If they lose, they're their own people to blame. So thanks everyone for turning up. View, like, and share. Subscribe to my channel, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kostek, and hit the notification button for more talks. All the best. Why not KKR? Well, KKR should win, but I think that they will win because the reason being because RCB won the toss and batted. That's the reason why. They've made a big mistake. All the best. See you tomorrow.